a former army mechanic who is responsible for maintaining and retrofitting the Black Tusk's combat infrastructure. Micro is one of the reasons we keep having to deal with those bloody warhounds and drones. But this target actually brings something else far more interesting back into the picture. Someone we haven't seen or heard from in a while. On his 18th birthday, Shawn Micro Clarke enlisted in the army. After basic training, he was deployed into Afghanistan. Growing up, Micro was always very mechanically minded. He loved figuring out how things worked by pulling them apart and then putting them back together. In the army, he would rise to the rank of sergeant as a mechanic, but it wasn't long before he would have to take a leave of absence so that he could take care of his mother, who had been diagnosed with cancer. Micro and his mother were very close, and he would do whatever was needed in order to help her get better. Unfortunately, the medical bills were just becoming too much to manage. He would need to find a new line of work, something that would pay enough to cover the mounting bills and support his family. Jack Bonney would go on to recruit Micro into the Black Tusk. As someone with a strong set of ethics, this was a challenging decision for Micro, but given the position his family was in, he set his morals aside in order to help his family survive. Now for a quick word from this video's sponsor, me. You may have heard me mention once or twice that I recently started another channel. Now I'll be upfront and honest and say that this is not specifically a gaming related channel. Over the years I've had a lot of people ask for help around starting their own YouTube journey, and while social media influencing certainly isn't something that interests me, creating videos is. So I've created this space as a place to point people towards when they approach me, as somewhere to help them get started. As you can see, there isn't a huge amount of content up yet, as I'm just uploading when I have the time between my other two channels. But check it out if this interests you, or if you'd like to show some support, I'd very much appreciate any subs and likes on the videos to help get the channel off the ground. There should be a link up in the top right corner now, but otherwise, let's get back to the video.
I need more batteries, Vic. I gave you enough for 6 months. You don't need more batteries, you just need to charge them. And how do you suppose I do that, Vic? Use one of the solar relays. Plug into the local grids, put up a wind turbine. Pick your poison. That takes time. Vic, we don't have time. Tell you what, I'll give you all your dead batteries and you can charge them while I blow up that hostile encampment to make sure you're safe. By hostile encampment, you mean that village by the river? A village armed with assault rifles, Vic. They're not a threat. I still got a job to do. And all I see is an armed threat. Make yourself useful and fix my batteries.
You may remember this name from very early on when we were helping the theatre settlement get up and running. The batteries powering their communication system were beginning to fail. Agents were sent to Odia Tech office to clear out the hyenas holding the complex to see what they could find that may be able to help them.
What the fuck's going on out there? I've told you before, I can't work with these interruptions.
Now keep your head down and your shorts untwisted, Malik. We'll take care of this. I'm coming for you.
Hey! Whoever you are, let me out of here!
That was an impressive performance, but I'm afraid I can't say the same for my own efforts.
Thank you. The hyenas have been keeping me here to repair their gear. If you were hoping to find anything useful here, you're out of luck.
Well, the battery packs we came looking for aren't here, but hey, you rescued a civilian, and that's a victory. And who knows, maybe Malik will be able to help us out somewhere down the line. Let's call this one, Agent. Move out.
After rescuing Vikram, he offers to assist the agents with locating some new battery packs. They agree to meet up with him at the Odia retail store.
The basement beneath this store contains the battery packs you need, as well as the only computer in DC that can still connect to the Odia network. I need to access data on that computer. Get me there, and the batteries are yours.
My keycard no longer works. But I'm guessing you can bypass this lock? The battery packs are in the basement below us. Head down there now and we can both get what we came for.
System purge started. Files deleted. Files deleted. Files deleted.
I seem to have tripped the alarm. Every hyena inside 2 blocks is probably on their way here to investigate. Sorry to leave you like this, but I can't take the chance of those assholes catching me again. Best of luck, Agent. I think you're gonna need it.
I see a group of hyenas heading into the Odia store.
The bastard Malik screwed us. At least you got one of those battery packs, but getting it out of there isn't gonna be easy.
You are so fucked!
This creep is mine. Get back on.
Some for me!
No sign of Malik from up here. He must have slipped out by another route.
Shit. Whatever he was trying to hide, he was willing to kill you to keep it a secret. But you survived. You got one of those battery packs. We'll send a team to pick up the remaining stock. With any luck, the future's communication problems will be a thing of the past. As for Malik, I'm guessing he'll keep his head down for a while.
So basically, the agents rescued Vikram. He offered in a way to thank them by helping them find the batteries they were looking for. But instead, it's a setup. The agents are ambushed by hyenas after he sets off an alarm, while he escapes, leaving them there to die. and up until now we've heard nothing about him since. However, it doesn't sound like he's been having a particularly good time. He appears to have been picked up by the Black Tusk at some point, and they're using him to keep their equipment powered. Unfortunately for Vikram, the Black Tusk have now realized how much of a pain he is, and have re-evaluated his importance to them, based on how useful he really is to their cause.
Vikram Malik is a problem.
Is Vic a problem, or are you concerned that he might be a problem?
Concern.
What did he do now?
I think he's holding out on us.
There's nothing left to hold out. Vic has served his purpose. Maybe it's time to let him go.
Don't we need him to charge the warhounds?
Vic was always a temporary solution to an immediate problem. I'm working on something more permanent.
What do you want me to do with him?
Whatever you think is right.
I thought you said you were out of batteries.
No, I said I gave you enough for 6 months. I never said I was out of anything.
You're an asshole.
I know.
Well, now I really don't know what to do with you.
What is that supposed to mean?
I mean, the boss lady told me I could do whatever I wanted with you. Cut you loose, kill you, put you back to work. I was gonna kill you, but now I'm not so sure.
That's great.
Hey, you've done a lot for this organization. And I know we wouldn't have been able to get this far without you, so part of me feels like you've done your service and should be rewarded for that.
And the other part?
Thinks you just like fucking with me and making my day harder. So that makes me want to kill you.
You're not alone. Plenty of people want to kill me. I'm still here.
Yeah? I don't think that means what you think it does, Vic. Having a lot of people wanting you dead ain't some kind of badge of honor. It means you're an asshole.
Oh, I'm aware. Micro.
See? Now the way you just said my name like that makes me want to kill you again. But you're a defenseless, unarmed nerd who sells batteries. Man, it wouldn't be a fair fight. Doesn't even seem right.
Well, since I'm so defenseless and the world is so brutal now, why don't you just leave me at the next port and we'll see what kills me first? Starvation, wild animals, or one of my many enemies?
It's not a bad plan. Sounds fair. Sounds right. Yeah, I think she'll like that outcome.
Division agents receive intel that Micro is located somewhere in Federal Triangle, Washington, D.C. Micro's forces could be found causing chaos all over the district. Public executions, controlling territories, the kidnapping of civilians, and setting up outposts in strategic areas. While sweeping through and clearing out all of the Black Tusk soldiers they come across, the Division agents would eventually discover Micro's location, the Viewpoint Museum. The compound was filled to the brim with countless numbers of drones, warhounds, and mini-tanks. In hindsight, the agents could have made things much easier for themselves if they'd just used EMP skills. I mean, all the hints were there beforehand, but regardless, they managed to fight through. Micro had backed himself into a corner, and with their superior training and equipment, it wasn't long before the agents had eliminated him and his personal guard. This seems to be the season of targets with annoying voices so far, with TRIG and now Micro. Speaking of which, I'd love to know the story behind his nickname. Vikram may have been snatched up by the Black Tusk long before the agents rescued him, or maybe in between the two side missions. But I actually don't think this was the case. He doesn't seem to have any allegiance to anyone but himself. As Manny told us before we found him in the retail store, he was dismissed from his role at Odeer a few days before the outbreak first hit. He seems to have some other agenda, and not just the deleting of all Odeer files that he blatantly did in front of us, something else. Something worth trying to kill the agents over. I'm not sure what it is, but I get the feeling we'll be finding out soon. It would appear that Micro released him into the wild. If I was a betting man, I would say that the Division will be picking him up very soon. And if that's the case, I hope we're given the opportunity to, slap him around a bit, because, God, he's a dick. I realize I haven't covered any of the Manny and Lewis comms yet, but I'm just feeling them out for now. It all seems a little bit too obvious where these are going so far, so I'm looking out and reading into them further to see if there's anything I've missed. Otherwise, thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Cheers!